Imagine spending years preparing to move to Canada. You take an English test, you get your documents ready, you calculate your points. Maybe you even pay for an expensive education in Canada because you believe it could eventually lead to permanent residency. Then, just when you think you are getting closer to your dream, Canada changes the rules. This is exactly why so many people are asking this question, especially in 2026. Is Canada still a good country to immigrate to? The answer is not simply yes or no. Canada is still planning to welcome hundreds of thousands of permanent residents every year. But at the same time, the country is significantly reducing the number of new temporary residents it expects to bring in. So what exactly is happening right now in Canada? And most importantly, what does this mean for someone like you who wants to move to Canada? Now, let's break it down. Canada has not shut down its doors. Let's start with something very important. Despite all the headlines about Canada reducing immigration, the country has not stopped accepting immigrants. The government has set a target of 380,000 permanent resident admissions per year for 2026, 2027, and 2028. That is a huge number, guys. And there's an important distinction. Canada is becoming more selective about temporary residents. So for 2026, the target for new temporary resident arrival is 385,000. And that includes approximately 230,000 workers and 155,000 international students. So for 2027 and 2028, the target drops further to 370,000 new temporary residents per year. So now, the government says this reduction is intended to bring the temporary resident population below 5% of Canada's population by the end of 2027. So Canada isn't saying we don't want immigrants. We want immigrants to be more controlled, targeted, and connected to Canada's economic needs. And that distinction matters. So who does Canada want? This is where things become particularly interesting. Canada's immigration system is increasingly focused on people who can contribute to the economy and fill important labor market needs. So the economic category represents the largest share of planned permanent resident admission. So by 2027 and 2028, economic immigration is expected to represent about 64% of permanent resident admissions. That means skills, work experience, language ability, and other factors that fit Canada's economic priorities can become increasingly important. So, but there is another interesting development right now. Canada is also increasing its focus on French-speaking immigrants outside Quebec. So, the target for French-speaking permanent residents outside Quebec is set at 9% in 2026, increasing to 9.5% in 2027 and 10.5% in 2028. So, if you are a French speaker considering Canada, this is an area worth watching closely. But here is where things get difficult. For many people, Canada used to look like a relatively straightforward immigration destination. Study in Canada, get Canadian experience, find a job, apply for permanent resident. But that pathway is no longer something you should assume will work automatically. The Canadian government is reducing temporary residents' arrival while trying to transition some people already in Canada into permanent residents. So in fact, the government says it plans to accelerate the transition of up to 33,000 temporary workers to permanent residencies during 2026 and 2027. As you all know that a lot of people came into Canada years back. So Canada is trying to regulate it because most of those people are yet to get their permanent residency. So they want them to settle in first, get their PR before they open their door widely for more immigrants. So, and that tells us something important. Canada isn't simply reducing immigration across the board. It is trying to change who gets priority and how people move through the system. So what about international students? This is one of the biggest changes people need to know. Canada's target for new international student arrival is 155,000 in 2026 compared with 305 under the earlier plan's 2025 target. So that's a dramatic reduction, right? And it means anyone considering Canada primarily through the student route needs to do much more research before spending money. It's no longer business as usual. So getting a Canadian study permit does not automatically mean you should become a permanent resident. You need to understand the entire pathway. What programs are you taking? What are the rules surrounding your study permit? What work opportunities will you have? What province will you live in? What immigration program might you qualify for afterwards? And most importantly, does the pathway you're planning actually make sense under the rules that exist when you apply? So this is why choosing a school simply because someone on social media say it is an easy PR route can be a very expensive mistake. So what about workers? For workers, the picture is more complicated though. Canada's 2026 target includes 230,000 temporary workers, but the government is also trying to reduce the overall temporary population. So the direction is not simply come to Canada and get a temporary job. The broader strategy is increasingly about attracting people whose skills are needed and where appropriate, helping people already established in Canada transition towards permanent residence. Now, this means having a job isn't necessarily enough. The type of work, your qualification, your language ability, your experience, and the immigration program you are applying through can all matter. Does this mean Canada is becoming impossible? No, but it does mean that the old idea of just getting to Canada somehow and everything will work out later is becoming increasingly risky. Canada still has hundreds of thousands of planned permanent resident admissions. Economic immigration remain a major priority. Provincial programs remain important. French language immigration is receiving increased attention, and Canada continues to need workers in different parts of its economy, but competition can be tougher. An immigration decision needs to be based on your actual profile rather than what worked for somebody else 3 years ago. So now, let's compare Canada versus other countries. This brings us to an even bigger question. If you are sitting in Nigeria, India, the Philippines, Ghana, Pakistan, and other countries and you're thinking about moving abroad, should Canada be your first choice? Maybe, but you shouldn't decide based on Canada alone. You should compare Canada with countries such as Australia, Germany, and the United Kingdom, New Zealand, and you also need to consider your occupation, your age, your education, your work experience, your language ability, your budget, your family situation, the job market, the cost of living, and the actual immigration pathway available to you. The best country for one person may be a terrible choice for another. So is Canada still worth it? Here is my honest answer. Canada is still a major immigration, but it is no longer a destination where you should move first and figure out your immigration strategy later. The people who are most likely to benefit from Canada's current direction are those who understand the system before making a major financial decision. Don't choose a course simply because somebody promises you permanent residence. Don't pay an agent because they guarantee you a visa. Don't believe every TikTok or YouTube video claiming a particular province is giving away PR. And don't assume that a rule that worked for someone in 2020 will still work for you in 2026. Immigration policies changes and programs have limits, targets changes, and government adjust their priorities. So the smartest approach is to look at your own profile and then determine which legitimate pathway actually fits you. Now, the bottom line is Canada is changing. That is the truth. Temporary immigration is being reduced. Permanent resident admission are being stabilized at 380,000 per year under the current 2026 to 2028 plan. Economic immigration remain a major priority. French language immigration outside Quebec is receiving increased attention, and some temporary residents already in Canada may have opportunities to transition to permanent residence. So if you're currently in Canada, you're trying to transit into permanent residence, you can reach out to me. I can give you suggestions about the pathway that suits your profile. So the dream of moving to Canada isn't dead, but the strategy is changing. Canada isn't necessarily looking for more people at any cost. It is increasingly looking for people who fit its economic, labor market, and demographic priorities. And that means your biggest advantage isn't simply having the desire to move. It's understanding where to fit into the system. If you're considering Canada in 2026, don't just ask, can I move to Canada? ask the much more important question: which Canadian immigration pathway actually fit my profile? Because that is where the real answer begins. And if you want us to compare Canada with Australia, Germany, UK, and other countries for immigrants, subscribe to this channel. So guys, if you have any country in mind you want me to give you detailed information about the immigration system, drop it for me in the comment section, and I'll see you in my next video.